Hey, welcome to Shake Hands with Destiny, where our whole mission is what? I only shake hands with my destiny if you shake hands with yours, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. It's my first time using this StreamYard, y'all. So y'all had to bear with me with the all of the media and everything like that. But if anybody's coming in, just tell me if you're coming in from YouTube. Go ahead and make a comment for me so I can see your comment if you don't mind. And we're going to get in. We're going to have a whole full-fledged masterclass. If you're coming in from Instagram, I need you to go to my bio or come over to Shake Hands with Destiny on YouTube. And that way you can see the full PowerPoint, the full presentation as a whole. So if you on Instagram, come on over here to YouTube to Shake Hands with Destiny, and we'll be able to you'll be able to see everything. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and make sure that I can see y'all there. Come on over here to the YouTube channel. Hey, Miss Joyce, you can see me? You can come in from YouTube. All right, good deal. Hold on, let me show you. All right, I think I got this working. Look out. You must have had me on what you call it? You must have subscribed, so you saw it. Good deal. Coming over from YouTube. Miss Joyce, can you make sure that my audio is okay? Because I was having some trouble a couple of weeks ago. You can see me and you can hear me okay? Before I get started? Yes, sir. Let's get it. Well, if Miss Joyce can see me, y'all, this is my first time doing this. My second time, I think, doing this YouTube live. So, y'all, we're going to do a full master class. I've been doing this for the last 3 weeks for the people that's in our community. And so there we go. Everything's perfect. Good deal. We've been showing this for the last 3 weeks. We've been doing nothing but how to remove charge-offs the right way. Okay. So if you want to learn how to remove some charge-offs the right way, come on in here. If you're on Instagram, come over here from Instagram. Come on over here to Shake Hands with Destiny on the YouTube channel. Okay. And comment the word Destiny if you also get into our community. Right now, our community is free. So come on into our community and it's some good stuff going on. But without further ado, I'm going to jump right on in. I'm going to see how to share this page here in just a second. But I want to say this. Put it in the comments if it's something in particular. If you're on Instagram, I cannot see your comments, okay? Just to let you know. So you got to come over here to YouTube for me to see your comments. At least I don't think I can see your comments. Let's see. I don't know all of this social proof stuff, but I got proof that this stuff works. Let's see. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, if you're on Instagram, come on over here to shake to YouTube so I'll be able to see your comments, okay? It got warm in my room in here all of a sudden, in my studio here, my office. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. And if it's something in particular that you want to know the answers to, go ahead and drop a comment in there. And I promise you I will get to the comments, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to first go over how to remove charge-offs without a 1099-C. And we're going to show you how to send off what you call a procedural investigation, a reinvestigation, a factual dispute. Okay. Then the next one, what we're going to do is also show you how people are actually suing. I won't stay long on that part. That's where you actually position yourself if you did want to take this to court, or even just send some what you call a demand letter to the credit bureaus, because you don't have to go to court. You can send a demand letter. We're going to touch on that. But we're going to also touch on how to see if you actually have a 1099-C and you don't know that you have a 1099-C filed with the IRS. Okay, I did a course on that last week, which is going to be some real good information. I'm going to do my best and share my screen and all of that good stuff, because that part of this is new to me. Okay, so y'all got to bear with me with all of this media. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to add this here. Give me just a second. right, good deal. Oh man, I was able to bring the comments down and everything. And I think on Instagram, you should be able to see my screen as well. But let's go ahead and let's talk. This is not what you call this is not how you address charge-offs if you have a 1099-C. This is if you do not have a 1099-C. This is how you address charge-offs, okay? So that's what I want to make this clear. Later on in this, I will go ahead and readdress how you attack or dispute charge-offs with a 1099-C. But this first process is if you do not have a 1099-C, which is a cancellation of debt from the IRS, okay? So we got to first understand what in the world, and I may skip through some slides, guys, because I got so many of them because I did this over a 3-week time. So I'm going to skip over some slides, but you can always get my ebook. Go to my profile and grab my ebook. It's like $20 and you get all of this, okay? So here we go. Understanding charge-offs, guys, you got to understand a charge-off usually happens at about 180 days or what we call 6 months, okay? It's normally, it happens when you don't pay a particular bill consecutively for 180 days. So what that means, if you pay for 30 days, then you miss 30, you miss another 30, so it's 60, 90, then you make a payment that starts, that process starts. So it's 180 consecutive days, okay? And I want to just address a couple of myths real quick, okay? A couple of myths when it comes to charge-offs, all right? Keep this in mind, y'all. Paying a charge-off removes from your credit report. That is a myth, okay? That is absolutely not true, all right? Just because you pay a charge-off off, it's going to now still be on your credit report. A charge-off is the worst thing that can be on your credit, to be quite honest with you, except for a public record, i.e., bankruptcy, okay? Does it mean it can't be removed? Yes, it can be removed, but it's now going to show up as a paid charge-off versus a unpaid charge-off, okay? Charge-off can't be removed before 7 years. No, that's not true, because we're going to talk about things. If it's anything on your credit report, according to 15 USC 1681I, A5, if something is inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable, it must be then what? Removed. That's why I put in here how to remove charge-offs the right way. And that's what we're going to talk about here, okay? Should a charge-off, should you ignore them? No, you don't want to ignore them, okay? You want to address them, okay? Because they can end up in lawsuits, garnishments, and so forth, and collections. Okay? Understand this. There are different types of charge-offs. There's high-limit charge-offs where you get about anything above $1,500 is going to be what you call a high limit. Low limit, anything under $1,500. So if you got something that's above $1,500, and let's just say, for example, it's been on there 5.5 years, okay, and they haven't tried to sue you, they haven't tried to do anything, and it's been on there 5.5, 6 years. At that point, you may want to rethink: do I want to wake up a sleeping giant, so to speak? Okay. What I mean by that is, if at all you want to wake up that sleeping giant, now they may, because you're now giving them, you're readdressing their terms to be able to now sue you. Okay, so you may want to rethink that, because just because we have it off of your, just because we get it off of your credit doesn't mean that they can't come against you. Okay. Then there's talking about transfers, charge-offs, and non-transfers. We're going to talk about that, because when a creditor, let's just say you got Verizon right here in this hand here, and you got past portfolio recovery over here. What that simply means is, if you got Verizon and you got $1,000 cell phone, and that $1,000 cell phone is they want to sell it because it's charged off to portfolio recovery, that's a transfer. Okay, they've transferred the debt, they've sold it over. Okay, so that's why Verizon cannot show a balance once they sell that, and they also must put it in their comments, which we're going to talk about that as well, because they never do that. Okay, matter of fact, we're dealing with a client right now that's dealing with some of those situations. A non-transferable, meaning they normally keep the particular debt, and that's when they will sometimes file a 1099-C. All right, so let's keep going. Definitely blow my chat up, guys. I don't mind stopping to answer any questions. That's for sure, because I want to just rock out with y'all tonight on YouTube and on Instagram, because this is new. This part of it is new to me. I'm not used to all of this social media, So definitely put some stuff in the comments. Hopefully I don't miss it. And I was getting a cold today or something. I don't know what was wrong with me. But let's understand. I want to spend a couple more minutes on just really understanding charge off versus collections. Because when you look at your credit report, it's going to look different for a charge off versus a collection. Like I said before, what you want to look at, if it's an original creditor, that's going to generally be what you call a charge off. And then you sometimes see charge off collection. Okay. They've sold that a lot of times to a collection agency, or depending on who owns it, it's going to depend upon that. Collection agency, portfolio recovery, they never owned it in the first place, so they don't have the right to charge it off. Okay, so a collection agency, if it's been sold to a collection agency, that's going to be a collection. If it's going to be from the original creditor, that's going to be a charge off. Okay. How creditors report charge-offs, okay? They normally do it in 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, then charge it off, okay? That's just simple as that. And that's why we're going to look at some inaccuracies on your credit reports, because a lot of times what you'll see is 30, 60, 60, 90, 90, 120, 150, and you see different dates when they were late. Like you may see Experian be late 120 days in August, but you'll then see Equifax be 120 days late in July. Well, that's an inaccuracy. That's then can be off of your actual credit report, because they're not showing exactly the same and consistent amongst all three credit bureaus. Okay, so if they're not consistent, that stuff got to fall off. Okay, and understand this: the reason I said how to remove charge-offs the right way, because if you ever want to decide to sue, guys, or I'm not telling you to sue by no means. If you want to sue, though, you want to always position yourself the right way. Okay, and so doing things legally and doing it the right way can set you up for getting some money in your account and getting the stuff removed from your account. And it just may take this process, and I'm going to show you a process. This doesn't take 6 months, guys. This can take 6 weeks, and you could be on your 3rd or 4th round letter if you do this the right way and you listen exactly to some of the tips that I'm going to give you tonight. Okay, so let's just take a peek here at 15 USC 1681I, which is one of the laws that we utilize here. Doing it the right way. This is not Corey making up something, but it says right here, if after any reinvestigation, the key word was reinvestigation. Okay. Because if there is a reinvestigation, there had to first be a what? Investigation. Okay. It says later on, it says an item of information is found to be inaccurate, incomplete, or cannot be verified. It shall be what? Promptly deleted. Okay. So understand that there's a process. If it says there was a reinvestigation, there first must be a investigation, which I'm going to show you that tonight. Okay. And if you want to take a snapshot, I won't go through all of those laws right here. Like I said, I'll skip through some of these, but I want to just understand it in layman's terms. What we have to first do is send off a procedural investigation, which I'm going to show you how to do that, show you the letter and everything. Okay. So I want to share with you here how to examine. First thing you want to do is examine your credit report. So you want to go grab your credit report. One, you want to get your free annual credit. Go to annualcreditreport.com. Guys, if you're on YouTube, you can comment the word. If you're on YouTube, go to my profile, join our community. It's tons of information in there for free. Join it. It doesn't cost you a dime today. I don't know how long we're going to do that. It's going to be limited, but we open up this community and it's free. It wasn't free, but it's free right now. And you still have access to a lot of stuff. Although the people that's already in there, they're grandfathered in and they got some other extra perks and things like that. But go ahead, join our community by just going into my profile and going into join our community. But anyway, obtain your credit reports. You want to get that at annualcreditreport.com. But you also want to go to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion as well. They'll sometimes give you a free one. But here's a little hack, guys. Here's a hack. I want to make this clear. You can join Equifax, TransUnion, and The other one, I don't know, Experian. I'm sorry, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. You want to sign up and get their free sign up, okay? And the reason I say that is because once you sign up for free with them, that's how you're going to track your actual disputes. What do I mean by that, Corey? What I mean is when you send off a letter, let's just say you sent a letter and it was received today. Let's just say that for example. What happens is if you're already on Experian's website, on their free website, on their free login, they'll still allow you to track your disputes that way. So that's how they're going to answer your questions is on their website. So you don't have to wait for snail mail. What does that mean? So in 10 days, for example, they're going to respond to your procedural investigation in 10 days. Okay. I'm just using that as an example. So the minute they respond, you no longer have to wait 30 days to respond at that time. You can respond immediately after they respond on their website. You send out that next letter. Then the next letter could be received then in 15 days. So now you're sending your third letter off now on day 25 versus 30, 60, 90 days down the line. So you see how this can speed the process, okay? You want to sign up for some credit monitoring as well, okay? I just use some of these here. So you want to get credit monitoring so you'll be able to track everything. Identify the charge-offs. I talked about that already on how you want to identify those, okay? You want to also verify if a charge-off was sold to a collection agency. If it was a charge-off, you should be able to look in the comments, okay? Yes, it'll say pending. It'll say pending until I actually open you up here. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to go live on this thing right this minute so you can come back to me. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, this is amazing, all while I'm on this call with you right now. Because I'm going to bring you into the community as we speak. Well, hold on here. Well, I may have to come back to you because I don't see you yet on my side. It'll show up here in a minute on my side as pending. That's pretty weird. I don't see you yet. But I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you here in a minute. Dipping. What's that? Dipping fresh. Dipping fresh. Oh man. Oh no. I let you in already. I let you in. You're good to go. It shouldn't say pending anymore. Yeah, you're already in. Yep, you're in there already. Because I remember putting you in there, Matt. You got full access. You got access, my friend. All right. No problem. And just to keep going here, and also just to let you know, since you're in the community already, all you got to do is when you can go to classrooms, but you can also go to Zooms. And I got some of these Zooms broken down into individual Zooms, and I have a Zoom every Tuesday, okay, for our community. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. Verifying the charge off, it was sold. So what you want to do is you want to see, was a charge off actually sold? If a charge off was sold to a collection agency, guess what, y'all? It should be in the corner, in the notes section, or in the comments. It should say, hey, in comments, it should say sold to XYZ company. If it hasn't been sold, you got them. That's another inaccuracy. You don't want to address it on the procedural investigation. That's what we address later on down the line in a factual dispute. But I'm gonna keep going here. And guys, I got a lot of stuff to cover. This is a live, so I'm just chilling back on a Friday. It's a little different than my Zooms. My Zooms normally go 1 hour, and I'll be on a time schedule because it's on Tuesday. But I'm just letting it out tonight. Y'all hang out with me if y'all want to roll with me, okay? If you got to go do something, I understand. So your final thoughts after this is, if a charge-off contains errors, it can be disputed, because anything that is inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable. So let's get to the nitty-gritty, okay? How to dispute the charge-offs. I wanted to give you some understanding there. The first thing we're going to do is what you call a procedural investigation. Okay, what is a procedural investigation? All that is saying, hey, I see some inaccuracies or some incomplete things on my actual credit report, but I see this on my credit report, but I'm not going to tell you what I see. It's up to them to find the needle in the haystack. Okay, that is key. That's one of the biggest mistakes that people do on a procedural. I shouldn't say mistakes. Some people do this differently. Some people tell them right up front what the mistake is, but part of the 15 USC 1681I, they shall actually, it says shall delete, but underneath that shall, it also where they can actually update information. Keep in mind, they should have done an investigation the first time around before they ever put this on your actual credit report. But because these dudes making billions and millions of dollars, I'm talking about the credit bureaus, and they're not credit bureaus, guys. They're not a government agency, okay? They're credit reporting agencies. We just call them bureaus, which is a play on words, okay? But anyway, that's another subject, okay? But the procedural investigation is just simply saying, and I'm going to show you a letter. In that procedural investigation, it's simply saying, I see some inaccuracies on my report, and I want to have an investigation done. It's not a dispute. It's just simply an investigation that's done, and I want this to be looked at. Okay, that's all a procedural investigation is. You're not going to include any of your errors that you have, and I probably won't do it on this one, but I have another YouTube on how to show you how to use AI. When you use AI, you can find all of the errors on your actual credit report without using the naked eye. And I show that in one of my YouTubes, or if you're already in our community, that'll be in there as well. Okay, because a lot of times you put your actual account into a place like ChatGPT. What'll happen is you'll see sometimes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. I saw on one in one account. So you got plenty of errors to play with. So the second thing is what you want to do is send off what you call a reinvestigation letter. What is that? A reinvestigation is saying, look here, man, I saw y'all, I did this the first time, okay? I did this the first time. I sent off a letter. I told y'all I see some inaccuracies on my report, bro. But the second time around, you didn't come and take nothing off, right? I still see inaccuracies on my report. I didn't ask you one time. Now I'm going to ask you 2 times, okay? I want a reinvestigation. You're still not going to give them any factual information. Third, and if it comes back, reinvestigation after the second time, now you got grounds to actually sue them. But I'm going to talk about that here in a little later. But then the third letter, what you want to send is what you call a factual dispute. So you want to put that in with one of your actual inaccuracies, such as date of last activity, such as that, the last date of first delinquency, things like that. Whatever you see on your report that was actually a inaccuracy, which we'll touch on here. And the fourth time around would be just another factual dispute. So these are just a picture of where to send the credit bureaus. I just explained what a procedural investigation was. So now I'm going to show you the letter. Okay. Y'all excuse me. I have to kind of sip on this tea here because my throat was kind of messing with me. All right. So like I said before, in this very first letter, you want to just simply write here. You don't have to put what I put here, but this is just a template. I'm writing to inform you to request a procedural investigation into several inaccuracies that I have identified on my credit report. These inaccuracies are affecting my ability to obtain credit, and I believe a detailed investigation into the methods, keyword, into the methods used to verify these items is warranted under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Why did I use that word of methods and verify? It's because, remember, the law says anything that's incomplete, inaccurate, or unverifiable, it must be what? Taken off your report. So don't come back here talking about you verified it and then I still got the same accuracies on there. Somebody lying. You can't verify something and still have the same errors. That's an oxymoron. So now I'm setting you up. Okay. So then you want to list your actual accounts on this letter that you want them to inspect or investigate. Okay, that's what this letter is about here. Okay. Round two. Okay, I just told you what a reinvestigation was. That's just pretty much the legal jargon. And if I'm going too fast, just drop it in the comments or anything like that. Again, if you're on Instagram, come on over here to YouTube, Shake Hands with Destiny, and you'll be able to see all of the sheets and have a little bigger thing, and I'll be able to see your comments as well if you're on Instagram. Okay, so the second letter that I'm going to send, this is me saying, look, bro, I sent you one letter. Now I'm going to send you another one. I see inaccuracies on my actual credit report. Okay, I'm writing because I reviewed my credit report and found several inaccuracies on my report. These accounts are affecting my credit report. I request a reinvestigation of inaccurate information reported on my credit report, and I cite the particular law. And I would, if you're on here, I would definitely take a snapshot here, because the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 611A1A, that which is your 15 USC 1681 law. You want to definitely cite that here, okay? And keep in mind, they have 15 days to respond here. And I've also told them, please be aware that their responses of EOSCAR verifications are unacceptable for addressing this matter. So I want to know, what was your methods that you didn't tell me the first time either? Only thing you came back and said that this is verified. That's the only thing you said, bro. So let's keep going. So let's go to the factual disputing. So this is where it gets fun. Well, first of all, let's go back. What is factual disputing? Understand this. The factual dispute, all that is where we actually found an error on your actual credit report. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going too fast here. This is the law for reinvestigations. So I want to just go over some frequent charge-offs here in just a second. I got them laid out a little different here in just a minute, but I'm going to pass here, and I'm going to come back to some of the ones that are more frequent that you'll see on your actual credit report. But how to analyze your credit report using ChatGPT. I'm thinking, do I have time to do this here on this report? What you want to do, and I'll just explain it here. If somebody want me to give them a demonstration, I will. But it's really simple to do, and I definitely have a YouTube video already showing you this. And if you're already in our community as well, I have it there as well in our Zoom, which all you can do, you can go to ChatGPT, which is free. Okay. Then what you want to do is highlight your actual credit report. Okay. And then after you highlight your credit report, your account on your credit report. So if you're saying this is from Verizon Wireless, okay, after you've gotten now when you do this, you want me to do a demo? All right, no problem. Hold on one second. Let me do a demo and I'll show you how to do this. Give me just a second. Let me grab a credit report, guys. Give me just a second to grab somebody's credit report that doesn't have a name. Well, Dick First, you got it you in the community now, brother. You got access. Hold on one second. Let me grab a credit report really quick here. And I'll do a demo of how to put this actually in just to do it real quick here. Let's see. Make sure no names were there. Okay, here we go. All right. You can still see me there. All right, let me grab. Hold on one second. I'm just getting some stuff ready before I share my screen, okay? Give me just a second, my friend. I'm going to do a demo, guys, on how to analyze your credit report. Let's see here. And this is going to be nice when I show you this here. All right, copy. up a new. All righty, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see what screen I'm sharing. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Okay. All right, you should see my screen now in Chat GPT. What I'm going to do is input. I've already typed here. Let me go ahead and grab the credit report. And let's do this. So what I've done here, I said, please create a list of all inaccuracies, discrepancies reported on this account between TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Simple request. So I'm going to now add the credit report. I took a picture of it, is what I did. Hold on here. Give me a second. Let me see. Make sure I'm loading the right thing here. Let me just read. I don't want to share somebody's private information, guys. So I know we're live. So what I'm going to do is load the credit report. There we go. So what I did is I took a snapshot of an account. Okay. So what I've done, let me make sure you can still see me, right? Dip and Fresh. Can you still see me here? Yeah, you can see me. Okay, I think I'm still sharing. So all I did was I said, please create a list of all inaccuracies, discrepancies reported on this account. And I took a screenshot of just that one particular account. I'm going to put it into Chat GPT. The site that I'm using here is Chat GPT, and you can use this on a free account. Okay. So look what it's doing. It's saying here are the discrepancies. So it's telling me right off, charge off date. It tells me one was the TransUnion reports the charge off earlier than Experian. So that's an inaccuracy. It tells me date of last activity was different report dates for TransUnion and Experian. That's an inaccuracy. Date of last payment. It was one was 2/2, 2/2, and 2/1. Equifax had it as 2/1, inaccuracy. Payment status. Charge off is bad date. Charge off, slight word difference. So we won't say that's an inaccuracy there. All right. The let's go to comment section. That looks TransUnion includes additional remarks. That could be something. Profit and loss write-off. That could be versus no comment. They should all have the same comment. High credit limit. TransUnion has 3,044. Not listed. Only TransUnion shows it. So that's another one that you can relook at. Credit limit. That was no discrepancy there. So that looks good. So in this one account, it looks like we had at least 6 different things to look at. Okay, one there. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing. Good. Thank you. Let me stop sharing here. If I can figure out how to stop sharing. Let's see. All right, there we go. Now let's go back to where we was at. All right. So again, inside of our community, I can definitely show you more ways. Do you have to use that? No, but it's a way to simply say, you know what? I don't really know all of my discrepancies. Okay. So it's a way to simply go, oh, wow. Hold on one second. There we go. It's a way to go into our actual account and say, I do have more. I see it picks up more than what the naked eye can pick up, is basically what I'm saying. Okay. So let's keep going. On this particular account, this is more discrepancies here on here, and this is not the same account per se, but this is just certain things you can see right here. This account here, this is a 0 here, so that's another discrepancy that you can use here. You have an inaccuracy here because it says 10/22 was the last date of payment here versus 12/1 versus 7/20/7/23 inaccuracy. These dates here are inaccurate as well because one has 9/1/9/16. You have a date here, no date here, no date here. When you look into the late payments, when you see credit limit, one credit limit says 2,000. And the reason I say I know this account because I've done it before, guys. But this is, you can't have a credit limit, guys, on an actual charge-off account. It should be 0 here. So you can't have a credit limit. Okay. So that's another inaccuracy. Okay. Another inaccuracy here. Look at this. When it says November, 150 days late, November, no data. That's an inaccuracy there. That should be exactly the same. You can't have 60 months late in August and 90 days late. Which one is it, y'all? So what I'm saying to you is, are we telling them the inaccuracies? The answer to that is no, you're not. You're sending off a reinvestigation letter. I mean, a procedural, then a reinvestigation letter. Once they send off that reinvestigation letter and they come back as verified the second time, we talking about you need to pay me run me my money, okay? So I'm not telling you to sue by no means, but the average lawsuit was $4,800 in 2022 for lawsuits against the credit bureaus, okay? Again, I'm not telling you to sue, but how in the world can you say something is verified over and over again? That's because they're not doing an investigation at all, okay? So that's why we want to set them up as sending off a procedural investigation and reinvestigation, then one factual dispute at a time. So you only want to address one factual. So if this account has 6, that's 6 months worth of inaccuracies, okay? If you do it this way, I've never seen it take that long. Yes, charge-offs can be frustrating because what happens is a lot of times we doing it the wrong way. And we're sending off the first letter and we get upset. And then we wait 50 days to send the next letter. No, send that letter immediately after they respond. Within 10 days, they should have that next letters being sent. Then they got 15 days on the reinvestigation. Okay. I hope this is making sense. Just drop me something in the chat if this is making sense. This making sense to y'all? Not going too fast? But what we're going to do here is go over some actual things that you want to look for on your credit report, okay? Repeated monthly charge-offs, okay? Let me go back and show you what I mean by that. You see where that says charge-off, 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 charge-off? What it should look like is like this here, where it says no data. What it's doing is redoing the account every single month when it's doing that. So when you see charge off on your account multiple times, that's an inaccuracy, okay? You should see charge off one time. And then after that, it should say no data or gray like this, okay? That's a common error that's generally repeated over and over again, okay? And that's what they're talking about here. Not indicating when or if an account has been sold. Okay, this is another one as well. In the comments section of whoever holds the particular account, it should say sold to XYZ company, and their balance should then say 0. You can't be collecting from me Verizon and Portfolio Recovery were collecting from me. That's what we call double jeopardy. Okay, so that's another inaccuracy. Okay, I hope y'all getting something out of this. Okay, and I may start doing these lives every week. I don't know what day I'm gonna do a live. Maybe I don't know if Friday will be the day, but I'm kind of enjoying myself. All right, so not reflecting a $0 balance after being transferred. That's what I just went over. I just went over that. Okay. Again, if you're coming in late, this is how you dispute charge off, only if you do not have a 1099-C. Okay. If you have a 1099-C, I'm going to go over that here in just a little bit if y'all stay with me. Okay. Reporting inconsistent balances across different bureaus. You must have, if it says on one, if it says X amount on one credit bureau, it should say the same on all three. You can't have three different amounts. It doesn't matter if it's $1 off. That's an inaccurate, because according to the law, and I spent a lot of time on that in the beginning, it says you must be accurate, 100% accurate, okay, not half accurate, okay. So if it's $1 off, it's inaccurate, okay. I didn't make up the laws; these they laws, okay. Legally changing the date of first delinquency, re-aging the debt account. What does that mean? What happens is you see re-aging of the first delinquency. With the first delinquency, that's the first time that you went late on that payment when it made it consecutive 180 days. What does that mean, Corey? So let's just say I had a charge off that happened in December of this last year, but 6 months prior to that is when the first time that I was late and I never paid it again. So the first date of delinquency should have been June of 2024. And then I went 60 days, then I went 90 days, then I went 120, then I went 150, then eventually 180. What happens is they'll mark these things incorrect. And I want you to hear me here. They'll change that date on your behind because it's 7 years from that date. So if that date gets changed, what happens? And I need to show you this one. Let me see if I can share my screen. Hold on. I didn't get happy. Give me just a second. Here's a perfect example of one, if I can find it, and it doesn't have a name on it. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to show you what I mean. There it is. Let me make sure no name or anything is on here. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let's share the right one here. All right. I don't know if I'm sharing the right one here. Okay, window, preview. I'm trying to share the right tab here, guys. Hold on, because I want to show you this here. All right, I'm new to StreamYard, guys. I apologize. There we go. I know what I'll do. I'll just move it over. And plus, I got 3 screens. All righty. I think I shared it. Do you see anything on that screen? Somebody tell me if they see anything on that screen. If you can't, I apologize if you can't see that screen. I may have shared the wrong screen, but the key is what I was trying to show you was this particular account was a perfect example of them re-aging or having the wrong. Oh, you can't see it? Okay. Let's see if I can do this here. I don't know how to show the screens when they're in window mode versus. Okay, I won't do it here. I can't figure out how to just show the picture without it being in the tabs. I apologize there. All right, let me go ahead. What I was getting at, what that means is, let's just say this particular person bought a vehicle. The car was charged off in 2018, and one was 2018, and another one says 2019. Okay, so what does that mean? Those date of last activities are a whole year apart. So what that simply means, it's going to stay on your credit a whole nother year. Now, true enough, those are older accounts and they're about to come off their account anyway. But what if those was just last year? So what that simply means is, if you don't have that date of last activity correct, date of last activity should be one of two things: the last time that they paid, or the last time that they disputed on that account. That's it. Okay, and you know if you ain't paid on that charge off, and you know if you hadn't disputed it. Okay, so making changes to charge offs after 180 days. What does that mean? You should not have a payment after 180 days showing if you haven't. It should be nothing going on after 180 days. It shouldn't say payment of 30 days. It shouldn't say late payment. The only thing it should say after charge off is no data, period. That's the only thing that it should show. No data. Date of last activity. I just kind of explained that one. Reporting late payments after the charge off date. I just kind of said that as well. You can't have late payments after you've charged it off. So that's why it's important to get your annual credit report. You can't do this, guys, with Credit Karma. You got to go get your annual credit report for free. Why am I telling you to do that as well? It has longer history. So it has a whole entire 7 years of history. So the more history you have, guess what? The more mistakes you're going to have. If you go on that report the report that I uploaded there, that was only 2 years worth of history. Imagine if you had 7 years worth of history on your annual credit report. Okay. Now, yes, you will need to get places like My Free Score or Experian or something like that to do what you call the three bureau, to make it easier to look at line by line to see. But you can also do it with your annual credit report. You just got to line everything up. But you have more mistakes the more data you have. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So letter 3, now that we've known which factual dispute letter, which dispute that we're going to go with, factual dispute, you just want to simply say, basically, this letter is saying, look, I told you once. I even gave you a second chance to get this right. You still didn't do it right. So now you said you verified me once. You said you verified me twice. I'm going to give you the third time now. In this third time now, I'm going to say, here's my factual dispute. Now, here in a minute, I'm going to show you how to write a demand letter so you can get your money from them as well, and they have it removed off your credit, because they should not be verifying verifying that your account is accurate and complete when in fact it still has errors. So on the third letter, what I'm going to now send is what you call a factual dispute letter. I'm writing a demand to delete these items, these inaccuracies listed on my credit report, as you have persistently failed to meet accuracy requirements set forth by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, specifically under these particular laws, is what I cited here, and I demand deletion from here, and I want these off. Now, I don't know why when I had this done here, you only want to put one factual dispute on one letter at a time. Don't put two, okay? And if you guys need to take a screenshot of this, and I'm not, you just tell me to go back if you're not in our community or something, okay? So let's keep going. Or you can always go grab my dispute guide. It's only $20, and it has all the letters in there. All right, so here we go. I already talked about this already. This is another one just to let you know. How you going to say that I'm okay on one line and I'm charged off on another and no data on the other? That's inaccuracies all day long. Here's another one. Look at this. Date of last active. 319, 61, 10-1. That's wrong. I'm just kind of sharing some and another one that you want to look at that you find a lot is credit limit. Okay, look where it says credit limit. Not credit limit. Credit limit. You can't have a credit limit on a charge-off account. Okay, I would love to charge off an account and I still got money available. This one here say I got a charge off here, credit limit of 5540. It should say 0 like this one does over here. Okay, I hope y'all getting something out of this. And basically this is kind of charge off as bad debt transferred to recovery. It should say, you see how this note, man, I said earlier that it should say transferred to someone, where this one says charge off unsecured, but it doesn't say that it was transferred to, meaning they sold this debt and it was transferred. They must put this in the comments or it is inaccurate. Or you can't see these late payments where it says 90 days here, collection here. This is inaccurate information. You'd be surprised. More charge-offs can get off if you simply follow these procedures. Okay. And I have an entire list. Come into our free community. I got a if you're coming new in from Instagram, if you're on Instagram, comment the word Destiny. If you're here on YouTube, go to my profile and join our community. You got tons of information in there. Dip Fresh, he didn't get a chance to probably go in there and go through everything, but I just let him in not long ago. Okay, so let's keep going. Got a lot. This is how you want to file this. Okay, you want to, if you now to the point that you got to file a complaint after you've done a procedural investigation, you've done a reinvestigation. Now it's down to, you know what? I done 3 letters, a factual dispute letter as well. Now I'm about to report y'all behinds to the CFPB. Okay. This is how you want to, I'm going to give you a chance to just take a screenshot. Okay. So you want to go to the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You want to create an account first. Okay. After you've created an account, by putting in your information there, you want to start this new dispute. So once you now have started a new dispute, you're going to come to this screen here and you want to go to create. Oh boy, I'm going to have to. That's kind of, I hope y'all can see that. I don't know how to make that any larger in this format. Let's see. Hold on. That didn't really do much. Okay. I apologize. See, new layout. No, I don't want to do that. I was trying to make it larger so I can see it. But you want to go to new credit reporting or other personal consumer reports. You want to click there. So you can take screenshots here. The next one is what type of credit reporting product, credit reporting. What type of problem are you having? Improper use of credit report. I'm giving you screen by screen, guys. Which best describes your problem? Reporting company use your report improperly. Have you already tried to fix this problem? Yes, I have. Did you request information from the company? Yes, I have. Did the company provide this information? No, it's still on my dang on credit report. They didn't delete nothing. Now, what you want to do is you can insert round 1 or round 2 or round 3 here. Okay. Now, in the process of doing this, what I didn't tell you, so I want to hit reverse. I want to tell you, ordinarily, you want to always send all of your letters via certified mail. Okay. Why? Because you have that's your tracking device to know when they actually receive that letter. However, given the circumstances where the CFPB is right now, because they had a little bit of I ain't gonna say a shutdown, but a slowdown. I'm not sure if you still want to normally I would tell you to send all your letters right through the CFPB. even round 1, round 2, and round 3. And this is using it as your tracking device. I know that they had a bit of a slowdown, so it could slow the process a little bit, possibly if you use the CFPB versus sending it through certified mail. I'm not sure, so it's at your discretion. But you could definitely, by the time the 3rd or 4th round, I would send a CFPB letter. However, you can send all of this and not do anything by mail. But this is where what happened. This is where you insert your actual letter that I was showing you. Only thing you want to not include is at the top. You don't want to put the dates and the amounts and all of that stuff. As it says, do not include your personal information on there. So your personal information does not include on there. You do want to put all your specific dates and when you send everything. Okay. And then what will be a fair resolution to this? I am demanding deletion. Simple as that. Of the following accounts: 1, 2, 3. Then the next thing, make sure you attach all of your files here. Okay. So attaching all of your files is done here. Where you want to attach your driver's license, you want to attach your proof of residence, such as your utility bill or water bill. But you also want to send all of your previous notifications. So if this is your 3rd letter, send the previous 2 notifications. Also, you want to send any certified mail that you sent by that way. You also want to print off a copy of your credit report each month that they did not make the change, meaning all the way back to when you first sent your procedural investigation. Print off your credit report. Then you want to refresh 30 days from that credit report, and where they didn't make any changes to your account, print off that credit report and send that. This is your proof, and this is setting you up for the next part of this. If it came to a point where you was now suing them for any money, they're going to want to know all of that information. Okay. The next thing is you want to just go here to company name, Experian. All right, you can put in Experian here. You can put in, now right here, I personally would do a separate one for each one. But what you can do is after this, Experian is going to say, do you want to create another complaint? You can put yes. However, just keep this in mind. It's going to show whatever you put on your letter. If that account was not on TransUnion, but it was on Equifax and Experian, okay, or vice versa, it's going to show that on this letter. So I like to create the whole account and then just go and add a whole new one. But you do it, it will actually, do you want to create another complaint here? So you're sending this to the credit bureaus, okay? So Experian, you want to just check these boxes here and put in your last 4, your date of birth, and name as it appears on your credit report. It's going to put that in, okay? It's going to show that. Do you want to, like I said, do you want to complain about another company? I personally put no here, and then I start the whole process over. It doesn't take long to do it. What are you submitting? Who are you submitting it? You always want to put myself. You put someone else, that's they're going to probably say your claim is frivolous. And this is just your check marks here that you want to go, and then you want to actually obviously submit that complaint. All right, and I actually in our side of our course, I do a video on how to do this as well, and more step by step. But here we go, and this is just more written of what I just did. Okay, so before I keep going here, any questions so far? Do I have y'all okay to give you a quick preview on how to position yourself to sue if you wanted to sue? Do I have y'all okay to do that? And if you're on Instagram, come on over here to YouTube, okay? So because I can't see your comments in Instagram. Come on over here to Shake Hands with Destiny. And if you're already in the YouTube, go ahead and join our community. Our community is free. We have a couple of things in the community that you have to pay for, but the community is free. It has tons of information. Tons of information, okay? No questions. Do I have y'all okay to keep going? Do I have y'all okay to give you a little bit of, give you a couple more nuggets? I'm having fun, so I want to give a few more nuggets. All right. So let's jump here into a couple of more here. Let's talk about the lawsuits and how to position yourself. I'm not a lawyer. Let me make this clear. Just as a disclaimer, all of this information is just information how you want to use it. I'm nobody's lawyer or anything like that. I'm just simply showing you. That's just a disclaimer there. I'm no one's attorney. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Look at this here. This is wow. Uh-oh. Compensation awarded in lawsuits against credit reporting agents for the Fair Credit Reporting Agency violations can vary significantly based on specifics of each case. Now look at this, y'all. This was wild. I thought this was amazing. In 2022, the average settlement for individuals for the Fair Credit Reporting Act lawsuit was approximately $4,800. Do y'all think, let me just ask you this. Don't you think if they paid them $4,800, don't you think they got a clean credit sweep at the same time? I mean, this was for inaccuracy and incomplete things, for not abiding by the law. They do not abide by the law. Mind blowing. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so you have types of damages. Okay, you got statutory damages. And all of those violations, when I talk about inaccuracies, when I talk about their time frame of 15 days, all of those are violations. If they don't adhere to those things, they're payable up to $1,000 per violation. Okay, so keep that in mind. So if you had 3, 4, 5 different violations, that's $5,000 in violations. Okay. Let's just say 3. Let's just, for mathematical purposes, you had 3 things on your credit that was continue to be inaccurate after they did a procedural investigation. Then they did what you call a reinvestigation, and they still didn't fix it. So that's $3,000 right there. So let's say actual damages, okay? And also, what is actual damages? That's compensation for proven losses such as denied credit opportunities or increased rates. What does that mean, Corey? Let's say it's a lot of times people get their taxes back and they go get cars around this time. Although I try to tell people don't put no money down. I got videos on that, and I got a whole nother thing on how to buy cars, but that's a whole nother video. But anyway, let's say you got a higher interest rate because you had a charge off on your credit report, and instead of your interest rate being 6%, it was 16%. Is that going to make your car note higher? Yes, it is. Is that going to make you pay more money over a long period of time? Yes. So in that portion, you would add that in your actual damages. Okay. If your credit score was now 630 and you got the charge off and it's supposed to be 720, does that affect your rate if you were going to purchase a home and you were denied for credit? Things such as that. That's now actual damages. So now you could be suing for, instead of $3,000, it was now $8,000. I'm just using that because you got $5,000 in actual damages. Okay. Again, I'm just using these numbers as an example. So let's keep going. I just told you that. Okay. And again, this is all based on 15 USC 1681N, guys. Any person who willfully fails to comply with any requirement imposed under the subchapter with respect to any consumer is liable to the consumer in an amount equal to the sum of up to $1,000, okay, per violation, actual damages, and punitive damages. Okay, this is the law. I want to make this clear. This ain't me making it up. Okay. Yes, you can sue the credit reporting agencies. Yes, you can. And guess what, y'all? You don't have to go to court for this. This does not require you to go to court. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, So what are the steps to suing the credit bureaus under the Fair Credit Reporting Act? Those that are on YouTube, come on over here to those that are on Instagram, come on over to YouTube. Okay. All right. So steps to suing the credit bureaus under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay. I went through this portion already here of sending off a procedural investigation, a reinvestigation, factual, and another factual letter. So I won't do that again. This is going to require you to do everything legally. Okay. So you must have disputed inaccurate information with the credit bureaus first. That's why this is all about doing it the right way. The bureaus must have conducted an investigation within 30 days. Keyword, investigation within a certain time. If the credit bureau did not correct the errors and provide an inadequate response, they are in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay. So let's keep going. You want to gather all of your information, guys. All of your information. You want to gather all of the letters that you sent. You want to get your return receipts, your tracking numbers, your credit bureau responses that they responded online, copies of your credit report showing any inaccuracies or that were not corrected. You want to gather all of that information. Okay. You want to also file a complaint with the CFPB, which is optional before suing. You don't have to, but I would just to get it off. A matter of fact, a lot of times these demand letters, what I'm going to show you here in just a second, they come after the second letter. A lot of times people will send what you call a procedural investigation, and after that reinvestigation, now that they've sent it twice, many times people will automatically sue the credit bureaus after the second time of them saying, hey, you said this was verified not once but twice, so now I'm going to send that letter off. Okay, so let's keep going. Yes, you can sue in federal or small claims court. Okay, again, the type of suits that I'm talking about here, you don't have to worry about arbitration with the creditors. In this case, this is actually to the credit bureaus. Yes, you can look up your arbitration agreements with the actual creditors as well. Okay, but this is right directly to the actual credit bureaus. Okay, or the credit reporting agencies. Okay. And I know we've been on here for a while, so I'm going to speed it up the process here. Yes, you can send a demand letter. Yes, you can send a demand letter directly to the credit bureau, and you can get damages paid directly to you, and they can remove everything as well. Okay, and so that's what I want to go here. Before filing a lawsuit, you can send a demand letter to the Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. Okay, and what you want to be saying in this letter is you can request for monetary damages as well as what you want removed. Okay, why? Because they failed to correct inaccurate information. Do they know that they did? Yes, they do. Why? Because you're going to have all of your ducks in a row. Because the minute they say it was verified one time, it was verified again on my reinvestigation letter that I sent within a time frame allotted, you now have them saying, okay, good deal. You now have them saying twice that it was verified. And so now the third time around, you hold everything in the ball is in your court. Okay. So I'm going to show you here, why would you send a demand letter? Okay. It gives the credit bureaus a chance to settle before litigation. The reason I say that is now, can you go to litigation? Can you go to court and possibly get more money? Or if you hire an attorney, can you possibly get money for that? Because a lot of these credit repair companies now are hooking up with attorneys and they're getting it. But here's the only I shouldn't say problem, but you got to now pay the attorney as well. So let's just say now you got that in litigation. Is it going to, one, take a longer time? Generally speaking, it may take a little longer. Two, do you have an attorney and attorney fees to pay? Yeah. And for whatever reason, it just seemed like the attorneys seem like they always get most of the money out of this thing. I'm not saying that by no means. I want to make that clear. I'm not saying that, but it just seemed like attorneys get a lot of the money. But in this case, you're giving them an opportunity before going to litigation, I tell you what, it's $8,000 is my damages. I want this off. I want the X one charge off. I want that charge off. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't asking for this, but I want those late payments off my car note off too. I want that collection off. I want my name spelled correctly. This is your opportunity to clean up your whole entire credit report at that time. Now, will they attempt to negotiate? Yes, they will. So they will try to negotiate, and it may say 8,000, and it may go to, I'm just using this as an example, 3,000, 4,000, whatever. And people have gotten checks just come in the mail. Okay. So here is a demand letter. Okay. An example of a demand letter. Let's see if let's tell me if you guys can see that. You able to see that? Okay. If not, let's see. Well, I need some eyes here. I don't know how to zoom in on this puppy here. But this is a copy of the demand letter. Basically, what I'm doing is I can't read that, guys. So basically what this is saying, I've sent off a procedural investigation letter. Hopefully you guys will be able to, oh, wait a minute. I may have just figured it out. There we go. Hold on. Let's see, how do I zoom in? That might be a little bigger for you. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bigger. Okay, so here we go. I'm writing formally to demand damages for your continued failure to correct inaccurate information on my credit report, despite multiple disputes under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. On this date, what is that date? The date of your first dispute. Because how do you know that? Because you sent off, remember you sent off the letter, okay? You sent off a certified mail, or you either sent it by CFPB. All right, so the next part, I sent a procedural investigation. This is why it's so important, y'all, to do this the right way, because this is the way. Because if you come down to you getting some money, you did everything the right way. And a reinvestigation letter, which was either ignored or resulted in the same inadequate verification. Your continued failure to properly investigate, correct the errors, direct violation of the FCRA, okay, and has caused me financial, emotional distress, denial of credit opportunities, higher interest rates, emotional stress, whatever, okay. And then you now have your whatever you're suing for, okay, and whatever the amounts is that you're suing for. Got it? Okay. So I'm gonna hold on. Let me exit my full screen here for a second. You were able to see. Okay, good deal. I couldn't see, but I'm glad y'all could see. All right. So what that's basically saying, okay, hold on one second here. So what that's basically saying, guys, is when you want to send off those demand letters, okay, you want to send those puppies off generally right after that second attempt. You want to send that puppy off, okay? Because you never know what can happen, and but you got to have your ducks in a row. This is why I said earlier in this conversation. Let me take away my thing here. I'm starting to learn how to work this thing. I'm gonna have it figured out by next week. Okay, here we go. There we go. So this is why I said always do this first. One of the biggest tips that I gave y'all tonight, and I'm not even finished. I'm going to go into the 1099 portion here in just a second. But one of the biggest tips that I just gave you was always sign up with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion under their free accounts. Why? Because it allows you to then track all of your disputes, okay? When you can track your disputes, it allows you not to have to wait 30 days in order to get a response, okay? If you're coming in new here, guys, go to my bio, come into our community. It's a free new community. I got tons of information. I'm telling you, nobody has for free what I'm giving y'all in this. Nobody has personal credit, business credit, passive income, how to start trucking companies. Yes, some of those things, I'm not going to lie to you and say, yes, some of those things you do have to pay $49 for, something like that. But you can come in there and get all of your credit fixed in here for free. Okay. And I give you funding options as well, what banks to go to, what credit scores you need, requirements needed, all kinds of good stuff. But anyway, but you want to always sign up. Going back to what I was saying, you want to sign up for those 3 companies and allow yourself to track the dispute process, so you're not waiting for snail mail and waiting 30 days. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And not waiting, because this process, it's March 1st, basically tomorrow. You could go through 2 letters within the next 2-3 weeks. You could literally be in April sometimes sending off a demand letter if they have not done what you wanted to do, and by May have a check in the mail in less than 60 days. I'm saying 45. I'm not saying you. Let me rephrase that. I'm not saying you're going to get a check, but I'm saying you can have your credit, your charge off gone, and a check within the next 6 weeks. So it doesn't take as long as you think, but you must go by the process. Okay. So if it's okay, I'm gonna show you the last little bit here on showing you how to know if you have a 1099, which 1099 is a whole lot easier, and they got to wipe that charge off right off your credit. But a 1099 is a cancellation of debt, which when you have a charge off, you treat that totally different. Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts of this. All righty. What is a 1099? A 1099-C form. It is a cancellation of debt. Basically, if it's $600 or more, okay, it's a cancellation or forgiveness of debt. Okay, so it's got to be under those pretenses of $600 and cancellation of debt from the actual creditor. Okay, when do creditors issue a 1099-C? Normally, it's the first one here is what most of us are in, or have been in, I should say. If a creditor writes off a past due debt and chooses not to pursue a collection, this may be a 1099-C. Settlements, can you settle for a debt? Like, if you know how they send you these little settle for this amount. So let's say you had a Verizon phone and it was $1,000 and they charged it off, but yet the amount that they said that you paid $300, so now they're going to charge off the other $700. That's what it means by if you settle a debt for less than what you owe. Or in some cases where a foreclosure or repossession, and there was still money owed once they resold the car or the foreclosure and they lost money, they will give you what you call a 1099-C. Ordinarily in a bankruptcy, it's not in cases in the 1099-C may be issued even in a bankruptcy, but it should not be taxable. Okay, if discharged. Okay, so keep this in mind though. If a 1099-C is charged, you're charged taxes for that. You have to pay taxes on that, which I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. Don't worry. There is some options. Okay. But it's very important to also understand if a 1099-C is issued, the debt should be marked as 0 on your actual credit report. Okay. So whoever the creditor is, it should be $0 listed on your credit report once they charge it off. Okay. Why a charge off cannot remain on your credit report? That's real easy. Okay. If a company has given you a 1099-C and it's a charge off on the credit, they can't coexist. That's an oxymoron. Why? Because what is the one thing that we do not see on our credit? What's the one thing you ain't never seen on your credit? I got time today. You don't see your actual income on your credit. That's right, because income can't be on your credit. And I've showed you the laws, and you can take a screen print here, but income can't be on your credit. So the minute you charge off as a 1099-C, so they give you a 1099-C, right? That's a charge off. Remember, I just said you have to pay taxes on it. So let's just say Verizon again charged off that phone for $1,000. And now when it's tax time, you get this thing in the mail saying that you had an extra $1,000 made. Okay, because it's a 1099-C, it's now counted as income. Okay, and you have to pay taxes on it. So you can't have a charge off and income on your actual credit report. This is the law that we're utilizing to say, oh, the minute you get a 1099-C, you got to knock the charge off of my credit report. You can't have them both ways, because the 1099-C is money in your hands. Well, not money technically, but you have taxes. It's no different than if somebody had $10,000 1099-C. Guess what? They have to pay taxes on that 1099-C. That's a whole lot of money that their income now changed, or all of a sudden they even thought they was getting a refund. They ain't getting no refund now. However, there is something called insolvency, so you can always file for that as well, which I'll go over here in just a second. Where you can file a form 982, I believe it is, of insolvency. All right, let's keep going. I'll come back to that here in just a second. But let's keep going. 1099 confirms the debt is forgiveness. I just kind of talked about that here. And and it also says gross income includes income from a discharge indebtedness. Okay, that's what the law says under 26 USC code 61A12. Y'all, I spent a lot of time putting these PowerPoints together. I hate doing them, but I want you to just take screenshots of this so you can go look up these laws yourself, and so you'll know this is not Corey making this up. This is what the law says. Okay, so again, that's basically what I just said as a whole. That I'm not. They can go and look this up, and you'll know income cannot be on your credit report. Okay. So let's keep going. Why does this matter? If the IRS considers forgiveness about income, you cannot legally still owe it. Okay, since credit reports are meant to reflect actual financial liabilities, the charge-off should be removed from your credit report because the debt is no longer owed. So again, it's very simple. So if you got a 1099 from a charge-off, man, that's perfect. But you probably got a 1099 and don't even know you got a 1099. So I'm gonna show you how. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. Reporting a charge off after a 1099-C violates the Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act. I've been up since 4:30 this morning, y'all. I apologize there. It's a violation. We already know that. Okay. So and I just went through that. Credit reporting must reflect zero balance after a 1099, which we just talked about as well. It must show zero. A 1099 stops all collection activities based on the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act violation if it continues. So they shouldn't be still trying to collect money from you. Okay, they shouldn't be trying to sell it to the collection agency to collect money either. Because they're now getting their tax break because they're saying it's been written off. Okay. And now can a company have a charge off and not issue a 1099-C? The answer to that is yes, they can. What if I don't want to pay taxes on the 1099-C? This is what I was just saying earlier. If your debts are greater than your assets at the time of the cancellation, you may be able to exclude the cancellation by filling out the form 982, and this is what it is here. Oh, if I wasn't in this form here, I would be able to click on this, but it's just a form that you can go right to the IRS on. And again, you may have to pay taxes. Like I said before, it's nothing to stress over. Get with your tax person and fill out that form 982 to see if you can get an exemption. Okay, because again, it states again, if insolvent at the time of the cancellation, you may be able to exclude the canceled amount for taxable amounts. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and that'll stop you from having to pay the taxes on it. So get with your accountant, and they'll know what a Form 982 is. The fastest way. So this is the good part. Okay, if you have never, let's see here if I can do this. Give me a second here. I'm gonna see if I can. There we go. All right. Now I'll see if I can share my screen again. All right. So a lot of times what happens is you have a charge off and they've issued a 1099-C, but you don't know that you got a 1099-C. So what happens is you're now having to pay taxes on it automatically, and you don't even know it, and it's still staying on your credit report. Because the minute you got a 1099-C, it's much easier to get it off of your credit report. Okay, just understand that. Okay, so a lot of times though you don't know. So one of the fastest ways to look it up is going to your website. You can go right to the irs.gov. Okay, and I'm going to show you how, step by step. First thing you want to do is you want to go, this will tell you if you have a 1099-C has been filed. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen for just a second here. Y'all going to have me a pro at this here in just a second. All right, you should be able to see my screen again here. So once you're at irs.gov, you want to go to sign into my account. Once you go to sign into my account, you want to go to individual, sign into online account. Then what you want to do is go to, if you haven't, you want to sign in here at id.me. If you do not have an account, if you're any kind of affiliation with the government, you may have it already. If not, you have to create an account here. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for just a second again. I'm going to go back. Stop screen. All right, let's add the stage. Hey, I'm getting it better. So once you go to irs.gov, sign into your account. If you do not have an IRS account, create one. You will need a valid ID, plus you'll need your social security number. Okay, what you want to do is step 2, you want to access your tax records. So you want to log in and take a screenshot of this if you don't have it already. Go, if you take a screenshot here. This will give you the direct exact steps to know how to find out if you have a 1099-C. Once you log in, you want to go directly to your tax records or view tax transcript. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's going to show all types of years. Every year you never work. If you're old as I am, it's going to show all them years, okay? It's going to show all that stuff. Then you want to click on Get Transcript Online. Under Reason for Request, select Other. Then choose Federal Taxes. Oh, I got a typo there. I apologize. Okay, let's keep going. 4. Then you want to look for wage and income transcript. Take a screenshot for the most recent tax year or the year that you think that you had the 1099-C. Download and open transcript to check if the 1099-C is listed under other income. And if the 1099-C was issued, you will see the creditor's name and the cancellation debt. So if it was issued. So then what you want to do, step 3, request a copy of the 1099-C if needed. Okay, this is different. So if you don't see it there, if you don't see that 1099-C when you go into the irs.gov and you just believe You suspect it was a 1099-C. You just really say, man, maybe I did something wrong on that website. What you want to do then is call the IRS. I know that can be like an act of Congress, but you can call, or you can mail in a form 4506T. Okay. And in all of my ebooks and things, all of this is clickable. So all you got to do is click here and you go directly to it. Okay. But of course, I'm inside of the stream here and it won't let me click on any of this stuff. Okay. But inside, if you do grab one of my ebooks, you can go right here. What if the charge off was for? Okay, if the charge off was for this year, you wouldn't have a 1099-C already. I'm pretty sure. If it just charged off this year, this would go under the first section that we just talked about. Under the they haven't filed a 1099 yet. Plus, that would be for this year, so you wouldn't get that until next year, the end of the year. Is when they would send. If they were doing a 1099-C, they wouldn't send it out this early if it just charged off this year. It would come next year with your tax papers, just like your other tax forms come at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, and that's when you would get it at the beginning of 2026. But yeah, if it was a charge off for now, you want to file that under the first format that I said of doing a charge off without a 1099-C. Great question though. Can you call the creditors to request a 1099-C if the charge off is on your report? Hey, can you call them to see? Yes, but it is some particular things that you need to do. Okay. If you suspect that you have a 1099-C and you just want to know that they didn't send it to you. Okay. What you should call the creditor about, you should pretty much be saying this. If the charge off is still listed on your credit report, but you believe the debt is canceled, call them. If you receive a 1099-C in prior years, but don't have a copy and need proof of for your tax records, you can call them. If you didn't want to go on the IRS website. If you want to confirm whether the creditor filed a 1099-C with the IRS, you can call them. If the balance is still reported as owed, but you suspect the debt was forgiven, call them. Okay. How to request a 1099-C from the creditors step by step. Here you go. Gather all your information. So you want to have your account number in there, last known balance, charge off, personal information. You want to have all of that. Okay. Call the creditor. All right. I'm going to give you some specific things to say. Okay. When you call them. Okay. Find a number, get the number to call, ask for the billing or the tax department. You want to say, hey, I'm Billy, and I'm calling about an account that was charged off, and I'd like to know if a form 1099-C was issued for this debt. So if so, I would like a copy for my records, period. You don't have to say nothing else. You've given them all the information. Yeah, you want to say as least as possible. Okay. Next, and after that, asking follow-ups. Did you issue a 1099-C account for the account? Did you issue a 1099-C for this account? What was the cancellation date and amount reported? Can you provide the 1099-C via mail or email? If no 1099-C was issued, if the debt is still being collected or owned by another entity. So what that simply means is, did they transfer it? If they said the debt was sold to a collection agency, ask for the name of the collection agency that now owns it. Okay. And what if the creditor refuses to provide a 1099-C? This is not rare, guys. They do it all the time. This is when you want to go and look it up on IRS, like I just said, like I just showed you to. Okay. What if the 1099-C was issued, but the charge off is still on my credit report? Okay. This is where you now want to do the following. Okay. This is where you want to send this next letter off that I'm going to show you how to dispute it. Okay. You want to send this letter via certified mail. 15 days for them. You can always send it through the CFPB. Let me make this a little larger. Let me remember how I did that. Hold on, guys. All right, there we go. I'm working. I'm like butter on a roll. So here we go. I hope you guys can see this up close. Okay, I'm writing in regards to this account. This was a charge off and subsequently reported to the credit bureaus. I recently obtained a 1099-C cancellation of debt issued by X company, which indicates that the debt was forgiven and reported as taxable income. Keyword, the debt was forgiven and reported as taxable income per the IRS 26 USC 61A12. That's illegal, guys. You can't do it. You can't have both of those, all right? And so basically what this is, I then state some of the laws that I'm referencing here. You can take a screenshot here if you want to reference that. And then I even go down to here. Since income cannot appear on a credit report as debt, the charge-off must be removed immediately. A debt cannot be considered forgiveness for tax purposes while still being reported as an active charge-off. This is clear. This is a clear case of double liability, which is both misleading and inaccurate. Again, going back to 15 USC 1681I, going back to 26 USC Code 61A12. Basically, what I'm saying is this is inaccurate. And so therefore, immediately update this account balance to 0 and stop all reporting to this credit bureau. If you cannot verify this debt is still legally owned, you must delete this charge off, which of course it's not legally owed anymore because it's cancellation of debt. All right. And so then also provide written confirmation that the request updates have been made within 15 days is what you're giving them. So guys, if you got a 1099-C, you send this letter off to them, they got 2 weeks to have this stuff off your credit. According to the law. And I'm going to cite all of the laws into them so they know I have this. Oh, and let me back up. Guys, this letter is not going to the credit bureaus. This is going to the actual creditor. So this is going to, i.e. Verizon. Okay, this is not going to the credit bureaus in this case. Okay, so this is going to them. So if you have a 1099-C or you find out that you got a 1099-C by going on to the IRS.gov, 2 weeks from now, the end of March, this thing need to be gone. Okay, so let's go to sample letter 2. This is just a follow-up letter. I previously sent a formal dispute letter on X date, so that's why you want to always have it certified mail regarding inaccurate reporting charge off of this report. Despite my request, you have failed to correct or remove the charge off even after issuing a 1099-C cancellation of debt, which is what legally cancels the debt. Legally cancels the debt per 26 USC 16A12. It's just right there. And then I put down here below again, immediately correct my credit charge and then provide to 0 and remove the charge off, period. And on the next one, if no action is taken, what am I doing right here? I'm setting them up to let them know I will send a demand letter for money to be owed. And if they don't take this off, if no action is taken, I will escalate this matter to the CFPB, Federal Trade Commission, and take legal action under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Boom. And you can take a picture of that. If they still fail to correct the reporting for the CFPB, we're going to file a complaint. Hold on 1 second here. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. Give me a second here. All right, so now let's move on to the CFPB complaint step by step. It's going to give you the steps here. Steps to filing the CFPB complaint, which I already did that on here already, but I'll just give them to you again. Gather all your evidence here. Go to the CFPB website. The first thing you want to do is start a new complaint. The second thing is what you want to do is start the new complaint. Go to credit reporting. Select incorrect information on your report. Select the problems, okay, that it was. And again, I showed you this earlier in here, but I wanted to show you here. You want to take a screenshot of this here. I'll make it bigger. You can take a screenshot there, and that's what you want to write in your complaint summary. I'm filing this complaint against X company for failing to remove a charge off after issuing a 1099-C, which violates the federal reporting laws according to the IRS, and a 1099-C legally cancels the debt and reports it as income. However, despite this X name, it's still reporting a charge off on my credit report in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which requires accurate and complete reporting. And I previously disputed this in writing on X date and followed up again on X date. Yet the creditor has failed to correct or remove inaccurate reporting. The Metro 2 compliance guideline states that once 1099-C is issued, the balance should be updated to zero and reporting should cease. I am requesting that the CFPB take action to force X company to remove inaccurate charge off immediately. This misinformation is harming my credit and violates my rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Guys, I don't know what else gonna get this off, but I'm telling you, if that 1099-C is money in the bank, if you got that 1099-C, you 9 times out of 10 gonna get this off your credit. So you want to attach all your information in that CFPB complaint. Copy of the 1099-C. Copy your credit report with the incorrect charges. Copy your dispute letters that you previously sent. Certified mail receipts. Any emails that they sent you back. You want all of that. Submit that complaint. Submit. They're going to tell you that you're going to get a response in 15 to 60 days. However, remember what the pro tip was. What you want to sign up with Experian, Equifax, and Experian. As far as the 3 credit bureaus under their free guideline, you want to sign up with them so you can follow your disputes. Okay. And then what happens next is basically the CFPB. If the CFP rules in your favor, the creditor will be forced to update or remove the charge off. I didn't say obviously if they remove it in their favor, because it's the law. It's as simple as that. It's the law. Okay. So I'm gonna stop exit here. Let me remove here. Any questions? Appreciate y'all staying with me. Any questions? If you just coming in late, join our community. Go to my profile and where it's going to say join the community, or I may be able to post a link here. Let's see. I might be able to post a link. Let's see if I can post a link. Hold on one second. I might be able to post a link. Hold on one second here. Here, I'm going to give y'all the link. It's free. Y'all tell me if y'all see my comment there. I didn't realize I could post. I'm new to this showing this stuff here. Okay, there we go. Join the community. Or if you want, if you say I don't want to join the free community and get all other resources, and you just want this information that I just gave you, I'll give you hold on, I'll give you my link tree so you can go grab that booklet, okay? Let's see here. I've had a blast with y'all tonight. I'm gonna do this again next week. Tell me what y'all want to talk about. What y'all want to hear? Here. I'm gonna sit here. Ebook. I'm telling you, I joined the community. I got tons of information in this community, and it's free. It ain't no, you don't have to put a credit card in. Ask my man D Fresh. He didn't have to put in no, you don't have to put in no credit card. You don't have, this is not a 7-day trial. It is free. It is actually free. It is really free. Yeah, some of the things in there, you know, I do have some things that cost, but you can fix your credit in there, guys. It's a great community. I don't see anybody else coming into the community. So any questions for me tonight? Remember, on Instagram, I can't see your comments. Any questions for me? I put the link in there to join the free school community. Let's see here. No questions for me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I told you, no credit card. Hey, D Fresh, go into the school real quick and go into credit restoration. Go into that school. Here, I guess I can share my screen, can't I? Here, I'll share my screen again. Let's try this share screen. Let's share it again. I can share my screen. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, you should see my screen. You go into the community. This is where you talk. You get all of the information. You get all my coaching calls. But this is where you get everything. Look here. Get credit. Look at this. How to get started. You go through each one. It has videos. Each one got videos. Step by step. Credit restoration. Step by step. Uh-oh. You just click on one. Look at that. Remove collection, 72 hours. You go there, video. Remove collections, 30 days. Step by step. Look at that, more. You go to the drop down, video, telling you step by step. Video, step by step. Watch this. Boost your credit, step by step. How to boost your credit, rental, utilities. Watch this. You want to know personal credit cards? Look at that. I give you the data. How to get the most 25 to 80,000 from Navy Federal. How to get X amount from American Express. How to get X amount from PCU. You want to know about how to start passive incomes? Look at that. I teach you how to get some real estate deals, how to create ebooks. I got a whole thing on nothing but how to start a trucking company. Whole thing on how to start trucking. We got bankruptcy, step by step. Bankruptcy. Everything you need to do. Tips and hacks. Look at these ebooks. Look at these ebooks, guys. Oh my goodness. I love all of the ebooks right here. 24 hours. Personal credit ebook. Can I show y'all this? Look at this. Watch this. Look at these books. Flip. The flip books got video. Look at there. Look at the video inside the books. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of information. Now, yeah, true enough, some of those items, some of the things within our community do cost you money, but I got tons of information in there. Tons of information. So I love to see y'all. Hey, Mac, man, I love to see you on the other side, man. Can't wait to see you on the Zoom calls. Did you have any other questions for me? Any other questions? All right, y'all. If there's no other questions for me, hey, y'all know my saying. I only shake hands with my destiny. If you shake hands with your destiny, let's get it. Let's go. I'll see y'all next week.